tonight I want to share with you something very special that I've worked on. It was probably one of the most challenging and ambitious of all the projects that I've done when it's come to creating essential oil blends. The first thing is, when I created the Café Collection, I did not have aromatherapy as my main goal. What do I mean by that? What I meant is I created these blends more as a memory of the scent. I wanted to create an aroma, a scent that really evokes a certain feeling that you would associate with drinking a coffee, with drinking a beautiful chai, or drinking a beautiful hot chocolate. So in this way, and even the strategy that I used to create these blends, I used my perfume blending techniques rather than my aromatherapy blending techniques. Now, I want to share a bit of an insight tonight in the 30 minutes that we'll spend together about the process that I use for creating these blends and why they're so special. First of all, these blends would not have been possible if it weren't for these gorgeous CO2 oil extractions. Now, is it right to call CO2 extracts essential oils? If you are really, pedantic about your wording, CO2 extracts aren't technically essential oils, but they are very rich in aromatic ingredients. If anything, the CO2 oils better replicate the true life aroma of the source of what's being extracted. So to me, let's not get caught up in names. These are based on beautiful aromatic compounds, which I'm happy to call essential oil blends. Now, the other thing is you'll be wondering, but Sal, coffee CO2, what is its therapeutic application? What is the therapeutic application of something like cocoa butter CO2 or something like coconut CO2? These are typically CO2 extracts. I won't bore you with the technical details of the CO2 extraction. It's been around for a long time, but it's only more recently that it's become available. The products are available commercially, and this has made it easier for us to access. And it's a very, very specialized extraction process. And it still is very, very expensive. The expense of some of these CO2 extracts, it obviously depends on the raw material. See, something like vanilla is quite expensive as a raw material. And so the CO2 extracts of vanilla, it's far more expensive than even rose or jasmine. So some of these extracts can still be quite expensive. Look, if you are really into wanting to know more about the CO2s, especially some of the CO2 extracts that probably I haven't used, I will promote. I'm going to give my dear friend Madeline Kirchhoff a little promo. She's put together a gorgeous book, CO2 Extracts for Use in Aromatherapy. So if you are interested in the CO2 extracts, definitely this is one of the two go-to books because they're not commonly used in aromatherapy, but they evoke such beautiful aromas. So I'm going to start off by talking about the Café Latte. And by the way, before I talk about the individual blends, I am sure can I do like because we're all on Zoom, so can we do a little show of hands, please? Who loves either the smell of coffee or they actually love to have a nicely brewed coffee in the morning, whether it be at work or hopefully not. Don't tell me you have your coffee in the evening because the caffeine stays in your system for up to 12 months, 12 hours. And so it could potentially lead to slightly disrupted sleep. But you see, I grew up with coffee. I do remember going to school and I'd watch the adults. I come from an Italian heritage, and I'd watch the adults, my parents, drinking their coffee in the morning. So as a children, we were allowed to have a big cup of hot milk and a dash of coffee.
We've got quite a few hands right
Quite a few hands up. Look, and I will, Carolyn's not here, but Carolyn has not, this is my wife, Carolyn, she has gone coffee-free for over now 3 or 4 years, and no temptation to drink coffee anymore. She's feeling really healthy for it, but every morning when I make my little espresso, the first thing she says, oh my God, that smells so good. So that was kind of the inspiration. There are going to be those people that will, if you drink coffee, you're going to love the aroma of Café Latte. But even if you don't, I have not met somebody that goes, oh, that smell of coffee is so awful. And I think with these blends, I just wanted to evoke the emotion of being in your favorite cafe. One of the first things that I do when I travel overseas is go for it the first morning. I go for a walkabout, because typically in the hotels, they don't make the best coffees. So I go for a little walkabout and I find a cafe that makes good coffees. And I was so lucky in Shanghai to find that the coffee making skills are as good as that of Australia. So I found my little favorite coffee shop, and when you go to your cafe, there are different reasons for going there. You might go there to socialize. You might just go there to have that moment by yourself. I think of it as a very contemplative experience. I'll often bring my notebook, my workbook, and I might do a bit of journaling, but it's my time and my space. So it's a very reflective and mindful time as well for me. So there are very many different reasons why we do love our hot beverages, whether it's a cafe latte, a chai, or a beautiful hot chocolate. So I wanted this collection not necessarily to be your classic aromatherapy blends, but more of this beautiful indulgent sensory journey. So let's start off with Café Latte. Now, as I said, these blends I created using like a process that I have, which more follows the process for creating a perfume rather than creating an aromatherapy blend. And when I create a blend like this, you need to start off with the heart and soul. And the heart and soul of this blend is, of course, the coffee CO2. Now, if you wanted just a straight Café Latte blend, you could have just used coffee CO2, but it just didn't have that beautiful, enticing aroma on its own. It's quite powerful, and it actually smells like beautiful fresh coffee beans, but it needed to be layered so that when you're diffusing it, it really evokes this beautiful sensory journey. And of course, this is a very interesting combination. Why do we normally enjoy our coffee, especially if we have it in the morning? It could be a beautiful little wake up, what I call a kickstart to your day. So if anything, if there is an aromatherapy theme, this is more stimulating, a good way to start the day. And I must say, I was surprised that there is a tiny amount of caffeine in the coffee CO2. I think it's been quoted anywhere from 0.1 up to 0.5%. So is it likely that you could get caffeine into your system by simply inhaling coffee CO2 extract? Theoretically, of course, yes. But it really does depend on the amount that you inhale. And this blend is not just coffee CO2, so it's very unlikely that you are going to get the same effect that you would from drinking a cup of coffee when it comes to the caffeine, but you will get far more benefit just purely from the aromas. Now, there is a process that I followed in coming up with this blend, because it's a rather intriguing blend with black pepper, vetiver, cedarwood, frankincense, lemon, grapefruit, and rosemary. Look, I will work reverse. I really wanted something to complement the coffee CO2. I started off with the base notes because I felt that the vetiver and the Atlas cedarwood were going to give the coffee CO2 that longevity, because what I found in diffusing Café Latte in the blend, the original blends that I had created, you didn't get that beautiful, long, extended aroma of the coffee. But by adding the black pepper and the vetiver, and I did also add some patchouli, it proved to be the magic ingredient that really boosted the aroma of that coffee CO2. Now, I did add, because I wanted this blend to be quite evocative and stimulating and refreshing as well, the lemon and the grapefruit, if anything, in this blend weren't necessarily used because lemon and grapefruit are quite energizing. They were used more to help. They were used more in what I call perfumery terms, more harmonizers. And they created this beautiful, delicate harmony. And it kind of sweets, just gently balanced. Harmonizers tend to have a balancing effect on the blend. You didn't want it to be like a real kick in the face where you couldn't really enjoy it. And just a dash of rosemary works wonders. You won't be able to really pick up these notes, but it adds to the overall sensation of this particular blend. And the frankincense, I couldn't help myself. I just wanted it to be intriguing. And sometimes frankincense is such a multi-layered and complex aroma in its own. The resinous aromas, it's got a slightly citrus aroma, really added a bit of intrigue to this coffee CO2 to create something which I hope would be that same as having your favorite coffee in the morning, whether it be a flat white, a cafe latte, but I think you will enjoy cafe latte blend, especially if you love your coffee. Now, is there a particular time of the day that's probably better to diffuse cafe latte? This is definitely a daytime blend. I wouldn't necessarily diffuse this in the evening. But there is the favorite that I know you will love to diffuse in the evening. Now, the next one is what we call the chai latte. Now, this was a very interesting blend to make. I've made some spicy blends before, and they've often been quite simple. One of the classic blends that I made is exotic spice, and it's a simple blend with cinnamon, rosemary, and sweet orange. And people just love it. They comment on that really beautiful spicy aroma of the cinnamon in the exotic spice. But if you had a perfect chai drink, it's got all the spices in there. So I just went crazy in creating this. So the signature oils in this is the symphony, the cacophony of all the spices: clove, cardamom, cinnamon. I'm going to leave out the sweet fennel and black pepper for now, and nutmeg, because they were an afterthought. So the sweet fennel and the black pepper were a little bit of an afterthought. Now, but those oils alone just had that beautiful aroma of a chai. But here I added that little bit of vanilla and coconut just to harmonize with the sweet orange, just to create a bit of harmony and just to balance the blends because they're quite forceful and quite spicy. And I wanted people to sit back and really enjoy this blend. It definitely is quite a invigorating and quite a beautiful warming blend. I can imagine living up here in Queensland, but if you're in Melbourne, if you're in a very cold place, this is going to be your favorite blend in winter. I think it'll be everybody's favorite blend in winter. It just creates that beautiful, cozy, warm feeling. Now, I decided it just lacked that earthiness that I was looking for in a real chai. And so that's when I thought of the sweet fennel. Now, black pepper is a very interesting oil to use sometimes. It really probably didn't need black pepper, but black pepper just acts as that little bit of a booster, as a catalyst, and it really brings all the spicy aromas together. It really helps to like amalgamate them. It needed just a tiny amount of what I call that. I didn't want to ground this blend, but it was going to be too quite forceful. So that tiny amount of vetiver in this blend actually helps to ground it a little. The vanilla and the coconut act as the sweeteners in this to give it a bit of a harmony, and the sweet orange as well. But the vetiver, just a little bit of grounding energy just to balance it out, or else it really is quite a strong, spicy, invigorating aroma. I think the chai latte blend is going to be a very, very popular blend amongst a lot of people. It really is warming and quite invigorating. And of course, it's going to be very, very safe to use. Now, this last one, hot chocolate is my favorite. I'm not necessarily a big hot chocolate drink fan. I love a nice hot chocolate, but this is definitely my favorite, vanilla CO2. This was one of the most beautiful, for me, one of the most beautiful blends I've created. During the pandemic, we made a few essential oil blends. We made quite a few essential oil blends, but one of my favorites that we made was Soul Comfort. Soul Comfort still proves to be one of our more popular essential oil blends, but I have a feeling that hot chocolate is going to knock Soul Comfort off the perch in terms of the feeling that you get. It helps you to unwind and relax, but there is something very comforting about the scent of vanilla, especially the smell of vanilla CO2 together with cocoa butter and coconut CO2. There is just something extremely luscious and soothing about this. Most people will find the scent of vanilla quite soothing. Now, we have used the vanilla CO2 extract, so we're not using some synthetic or even nature identical or naturally extracted vanillin. This is the real vanilla CO2 from Madagascar. It is such a beautiful sensory experience, this hot chocolate. And it's the vanilla, the cocoa butter, and the coconut that make up the heart and soul of this. Now, as with all of these blends, you're never going to be able to replicate the exact aroma, are you, of what it is that you are wanting to create. What you can do is you can replicate the emotion, the emotional connection you have with drinking a hot chocolate, the emotional connection drinking a chai or drinking a coffee. So this is what the hot chocolate does. What else went into the hot chocolate? Now, this is your evening drink. So you can see there's an order to this. Number one, you have your your cafe latte first thing in the morning, your coffee in the morning. So you use your cafe latte first thing in the morning. During the day, you just want that little boost of energy. You're going to have your chai. So that's when you can diffuse your chai. But in the evening, well, this cafe collection has to have a beautiful evening drink. And of course, that is the hot chocolate. And I do hope that when you smell hot chocolate, it is really going to have that same opulent feeling as when you are drinking a beautiful hot chocolate. And perhaps the benefit is going to be without those extra calories. Now, this is a very simple blend. It is, in a way, a blend that is meant to be comforting. Remember, I'm comparing this hot chocolate blend to Soul Comfort, but quite a different aroma. So sweet orange and lavender, two simple, beautiful essential oils that are quite soothing, comforting, and relaxing have been added to this to really complement this beautiful trio of cocoa butter, coconut, and vanilla, which are the heart and soul of any hot chocolate. And then the benzoin and the Peru balsam. These are two exquisite resins that are not often used in aromatherapy. I talk about them, for example, in the Complete Guide to Aromatherapy. So it's not they're not used in aromatherapy, but here I'm using them more for their aroma. And they do add that beautiful, lush, sweet, almost vanilla-like scent to the blend. So they enhance the aroma that you would expect of a beautiful chocolate drink. And once again, patchouli. I've added patchouli, I think, to almost all the blends. Patchouli played a really important role. It's got this beautiful, intriguing aroma. It's quite earthy and quite musty. It's grounding, but it provides that layer of complexity. And as is the case of the cafe latte, I did not first think of adding patchouli. It just didn't smell the same. And patchouli was the final ingredient that really made that blend. The same thing with the hot chocolate. The patchouli really did add that layer of complexity to this and finished off the hot chocolate quite beautifully. So I think everyone is also going to love the aroma of the hot chocolate.
I think you might be right there, Sal. There are quite a few comments here. As soon as you started talking about the hot chocolate, we've got everyone saying that they need to go and get themselves a cup of hot chocolate now. And it sounds absolutely delicious.
Okay, I want to come to the fun part of tonight. And the fun part of tonight is we've got some lucky door prizes. Now, Garrett, I've got Garrett who's been wonderfully, he's behind the scenes. I don't know how he managed to fix up the slides while I was talking, but he did. This is live and so in order. So if you are not watching live, there's no point saying this, but there is because we are recording this and then you can watch this at your own time later. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to participate in the lucky door prizes. So how many do we have live? 35. You know what? So Garrett suggested, because we had over 150 people, I don't want to be spending all night drawing out names and then us going a redraw. But will we do just one just to see how lucky we are?
Let's give it a go.
Let's give it one go. Now, the first one is who really put up your hand if you love your coffee in the morning.
Okay, so let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Okay, so we have, so I hope that Philippa Andrew from New South Wales is watching. Philippa? Is put up your hand so that Garrett can see you. And we've got Janet also as our moderator, just keeping an eye, just helping Garrett out, just to check.
Doesn't look as though we've got Philippa
okay, so I'm going to do this a really simple way. This was Garrett's suggestion. Okay, let's see if this works.
Give it a try.
this, you have to just, what do we have to say, Gareth?
Okay, so I came up with an idea because there were so many in there. If we make it people comment a single word, you can pick the word, Sal, and let's say the 8th person.
Coffee. So
Okay.
type in coffee and the 8th
Eighth
person that comes up is
Perfect.
going to get the Café Latte.
Okay, and stop.
Okay.
That was quick.
And we have, so that I can announce it.
Okay, I'm just going to wind back up to the top. Now, the order that we see on our screen
Yes.
is what we'll use.
That's, yeah, we have to use that order.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have Ross Bennett's.
Ross.
Now, Janet is going to make note of that, and Ross, we will be in contact with
Awesome.
you.
Okay.
The 8th person to comment.
Okay.
It's from New South Wales.
Yep, excellent, from New South Wales. Okay,
Perfect.
now this one is, I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Okay, but you can't do this because you don't know what the word is. The first person to write chai will get the chai blend. Okay,
Okay, stop.
this is fun.
Is it the first person?
First.
The first person. Wow. Okay. Lisa D.
Okay, so Ross and Lisa, you can't participate in this again. You can only win one. But Lisa, congratulations. You do have a beautiful, beautiful chai blend coming to you.
Perfect. Also from Australia.
Also from Australia. Okay. I'm not going to say what the word is that you have to type in. Oh, this could be interesting. But let's make this, just for those of you that might be a little bit slow, just to give you a bit of a chance. But then you don't know how soon. So let's make this the 10th person that types in chocolate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop.
Stop.
Alrighty, just scrolling back up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have Cat Stroud, sorry. I
Sorry, Kat.
pronounced that correctly. Cat Stroud from Victoria.
Congratulations, Kat. Yeah. Now, by the way, New South Wales and Victoria, I will be in Sydney tomorrow in QVB, and on Friday I'll be at Melbourne Central. So please do pop in and say hello. Now, I do have one more lucky door prize that I'll draw in a second. Now, while I create the beautiful blends, I do have an incredible design team, and when they smelt these blends, they just instantly fell in love. So they wanted to create the packaging that truly reflected how gorgeous these blends are. And the box is so tactile and beautiful to feel. It's actually, and beautifully printed. So just the box itself is so beautifully made. So really, thank you to our amazing design team for creating that beautiful packaging for the cafe collection. Now, I had started the Aromatree Academy. It's something that I've wanted to be doing for a long time. And it's my education platform where I've put all my webinars together. I run regular webinars and classes. I will be doing regular blogs. A lot of the webinars will be live, but they'll be recorded so you can watch them at a later time. We also have a lot of the essential oil monographs. We'll be doing live Q&As, and it's really the highlight is to focus on aromatherapy and how essential oils can help us to flourish. My next event is going to be, and of course I'll be sharing insights into the blending processes that I use. And for the last quite a few years, I've been working on a natural perfumery course, which I'll be launching very soon. And I did this presentation overseas just recently, the world's most precious base notes. And I'll be talking about them. And I don't know if you know what they are or the ones that I've chosen. You could have chosen sandalwood, but I've chosen oud or from the agar wood tree and vanilla CO2. So I'll be talking about these oils. Now, there are some of the oils that we often make because they're so expensive. I only launch them at the events and I only have a small quantity. I have with me, because I'll be talking about the vanilla CO2 extract in this first of the my webinars for the Aromatree Academy. But there are like quite a few. There's probably over, how many would there be, Garrett? Probably over 50 separate webinars.
As far as videos go, there's over 90 videos in the library.
90 videos in the library, but I'll be continually adding to it as part of the subscription. So please do check it out. Now, I do have a beautiful vanilla CO2 as my last lucky door prize. This is so, it's got to go to a good home, and you need to use this like very carefully. It's only a 2 ml vial, and I think the price is like quite expensive, but it's gorgeous. So if you love your essential oils, you're just going to love working with this beautiful vanilla CO2 extract. Now, what we are going to do for this, it's going to be along the same lines. Now, if you've already won, you can't participate again. You are excluded. Okay, I'm so sorry. So Garrett, who can't participate? So we've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the three names down there that can't participate, but we will keep that in mind as we count them through.
Okay. So what you have to type in, and we'll make it the 6th person that says precious.
Okay, here we go. We're going. Okay, and stop.
Okay, who do we have, Garrett?
This is fun. I love this. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we have
Carmen.
Carmen.
And I would attempt to pronounce your last name, but I would hate to get it so wrong. Carmen J. There we go.
Carmen J.
From New South Wales.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. You have a gorgeous vanilla CO2 coming to you tomorrow. So that's wonderful. Look, I hope you have enjoyed this little presentation that I've done, a little bit of a background story onto how I created these beautiful essential oil blends as part of the Café Collection. Please, thank you so much. Please have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day wherever you are. And I look forward to sharing with you in the future more exciting presentations that as we launch new products. And we've got so many exciting things in the pipeline that we'll be launching in the coming months. So please stay posted. And whenever you get one of those Perfect Potion emails, make sure you open it up, because you never know what's inside. Thank you so much, and please take good care. Bye.